Hey everyone, we are live here with Tea Time with Adam Spong. That is the Spong, the Australian demigod. Adam is here. He has so graciously agreed to join us for an hour to discuss his background in Lego and his life and his political background, his public radio background in Australia, which is so prestigious and unpaid for the past 20 years. Adam, I'm going to turn it over to you to go ahead and just tell the crowd who you are and where you come from.
Yes, hello, public viewing, watching this. We've got 3 viewers, have we?
We have five
And
viewers, not three, five.
so, where do I start? I was sort of backgrounding it, and I was thinking about, yeah, 1996 would have been the penultimate time to be a political sexual activist on the internet for the sex workers of Australia, and to really to get in there. And Haley Briggs is in the chat. Okay, I've got to stop watching the chat. So, how does the asexuality come into university political discussions and Lego? And already on the AP stream, I was talking about 1989 when the internet started pretty much in Australia, where we could pretty much only research university topics until about 1994. Internet chats got popular. So for that period of time, it was pretty much trying to understand university life and the political issues at the time. And then we had Conservative government for 12 years, since 1996 to 2007. So that set my background up to get into the feminist sector, because I was a bit late in it. I had to adjust to the quota of contacting as many sex workers as I could, and I couldn't get up to that scale as the professional feminists who had that access to the students. So I had to think up new ways to talk to people in my asexual language and get that connection to be able to down people's verbs. So there was one lecturer at university, Dr. Karen Brooks, who.
Okay, so let's interrupt you there, Adam.
Yeah,
Now
okay.
you said nouns. You said nouns. You wanted to
Yeah.
go to the noun verb thing. So tell us a little bit about. Let's interrupt your background. I think we're good on your background. We understand where you come from, and we all know where you're going, to outer space. So the noun verb pairing. Tell us about the intricacies that is the noun verb pairing. Why the obsession with noun verb pairings?
Well, uh, pretty much at university, I understood that I had to disconnect with. So the background of going to university is to disconnect with your preconceived notions of modern speakability. So you can't go to university and go, oh, wow, yeah, I couldn't write the way that I was speaking. So that was when, after a while, after 5 years, so I got the lingo, but people were calling it like washing machine language. It was so I just chucked all my words in the washing machine, and whatever survived. And that was pretty much what I told the lecturers. When I had my little note paper, as I say, I go into a movie and I do a movie review, and I'd write the review in my own sort of style, but then sometimes I'd forget. I left it in my pants, and I'd put it in the washing machine, and it would come out and I'd see what did survive. And I thought, that lecturer's right. It's a good way to write a university assignment. So to get into the feminist discussions, we had to analyse movies, because movies was a good way to do that. Movies you could, like that Batman versus Superman one, we could use that as a platform. We could discuss Batman versus Superman without giving away the plot. Now let's look at Batman as Batman versus Superman. I was watching too many Superman with Superman getting involved. Okay, so it's Batman versus Superman, and so to look at that in the feminist perspective was a lot of the discussion was mainly about how two-dimensional the characters were. Did you notice that? Did you notice that in the movie?
You know what, Adam? I will tell you what. I did not see Batman versus Superman. In fact, I think that based on the previews that I've seen for Batman versus Superman, that it looks like a steaming pile of shit.
Well,
Me.
that pretty much is the reason why movies do so well. Is that if it flatlines, it is a perfect feminist discussion, because Batman vs Superman is sort of tried to cater for all audiences, but it tried to cater to so many audiences it went flatline. And so for a feminist discussion, you could read like the criticism of Batman vs Superman, or you could read the storyline and follow like the patriarchy. The patriarchy, they want to rule over Superman and destroy any alienness in society. So that's sort of like asexual discussion. So there's that word you can get, asexual. It's Spong that said the word. There you go.
So just to be clear, that was like 5 mentions of asexual. So Adam, with that being said, are you saying that Superman is asexual?
Well, in most of the discussions, the role models for asexuality, you could pretty much go into a chat and the term never really caught on. It was used a lot in 1985, but it never really caught on until about 1998, when David J., the webmaster of the internet, he was sort of like the asexual webmaster who made the asexual website in 2002. And I went in there, but I never really caught on to the topical discussion, because as I said, I was at the university. I was trying to make my language. I was trying to make the Spong language get created. So I didn't want to influence myself in the asexual community until it got into the question in the university radio in 2008, where I had to talk about David J. and his influence on my life. Well, pretty much, I've never met David J. and I've never had an email or anything from David J. The only significant asexual that I've connected with is a few that have sort of married and had kids. So, and there was a musician from the Red Hot Chili Peppers. When I was in the
talking about, actually, because that's funny. Who are you referring to? I as you know, I'm from their neck of the woods, and I played with them back in the day. So
there's a lot from Alabama, and is it Swank Ivy? I sort of forget her name. She was the main asexual. Swank Ivy was.
You know what? I can tell you what. There has been no asexuals in the Red Hot Chili Peppers, or even stage musicians that played with the Red Hot Chili Peppers that I'm aware of that have ever been asexual. However, because we said that like 5 times, we should drink like about 5 times.
I just said it. His name was John Frusciante, and he wrote about his asexuality a lot. and he resides in New York, just as New York was the base for asexuality. There we go, said it again. And just noticed on the chat. And Sunray was like a reggae type jazz musician from Alabama as well, but he died in he died. Yeah, a lot of these asexuals, we die pretty young, so yeah, I'm coming up to the 15-year mark.
That's
It's
super
actually
depressing, Adam.
yeah, it's actually been tested that if you don't have a relationship before a certain age, you sort of die off from lack of blood movement in the body.
So what you're saying is that you've chosen to be asexual, and you're in your 40s, 50s.
Yeah, I knew about the short life of an asexual way back. So yeah, to get into the feminist sector, I thought, now I can't have a relationship with anyone, so that would be perfect. I could get in the feminist sector, and there'd be no side tangent to, like a few of them tried to look for my sexual past. So they were going through my Facebook and everything, trying to find my sexual past, and they're going, the Spong, he has nobody. so their plan sort of failed to remove me from the feminist sector. to find out if I had any bad relationships in my past. So because I had no relationships, then they sort of pretty much left me alone. They going, well, he's gone at it by himself, and he's done that pretty well. And I had my own noun as verbs, had my own noun as verbs by that stage. So a lot of the radio announcers were trying to copy what I did, and none of them were really successful in maintaining the Spong. They tried to copy me so much, but a lot of them they failed at trying to keep that asexual content up. And a lot of them, it's not like pretend heterosexual or pretend asexual. They just fail in the end. They just fail. you cannot maintain that flat line in your life.
So Adam, I have understood not a word of what you just said in the past 15 minutes, but that's okay. It's fine to not understand anything. We're going to talk about Lego now. We're going to talk about Lego and your life in Lego. So we talked about a little bit about your asexual background, and notice how it's Adam is very asexual. He has made that clear, and I wanted to make that clear in the stream, use it as a platform for him to really advocate his stuff. And I believe he brought in some guests to observe this, but we want a little bit different view on Adam. We hear you rambling about your political ties, your background in radio, and your real background as a CIA operative. But what I really want to hear about is your background in Lego. What led you to start building with Lego? What led you to start building the first Hogwarts? I understand that you're a big Harry Potter fan, but why did you, just so everyone knows, Adam's a character. Adam's a creepy uncle from Australia, and we all know him. We all love him. We all love him because we understand he is who he is. He doesn't try to be anyone else. He understands he's a creepy uncle type, and we understand that, and everyone accepts it. It's okay. Adam, he fills that role. Everyone needs that creepy uncle, and if you only have it on the internet, then you're a blessed person. So Adam has built some obscene scale Hogwarts models out of Lego in the past, and he has videos on his YouTube channel. If you check it out, you go to Adam Spong on YouTube. One of his accounts, he has multiple accounts, but the main account is the one you will find his Hogwarts videos. He spends an insane amount of time tearing down and rebuilding Hogwarts on I believe it's on a yearly, it might be on a 3-year cycle. I don't know, to be honest. But I want to hear about that, Adam. I want to hear about why you started building Hogwarts, why you rebuild it, why you tear it down, why you rebuild it every time, and what are you seeking to gain when you rebuild it?
Well, let's go back to slipping a few asexual words in there. So what I always wanted in Lego was an Inspector Gadget, Lego. It's always been so yeah. Going back to the anime cartoon sort of thing, the Dragon Ball Z sort of thing. So that was really a 1990s, early 2000s sort of era, and like the He-Man is a real popular one with the asexual community. So a lot of them build that. A lot of them in the asexual community they like the He-Man, and a few of them were on YouTube, but they sort of disappeared. So I was combined with the idea that the asexual community don't really have a voice much until they get found out, and like there he is right there. So a lot of them disappeared. So I guess I'm the only one in the Lego community that connected with that. So going back to my lecturer at university, Dr. Karen Brooks, she was doing a lecture on witchcraft. And mind you, we're in the middle of liberal Australian, the deep hard centre of suburban, what do you call it, like neighbours, home and away type surf culture. Hey man, you got a surfboard. And that was the type of chats we'd have at university. So a lot of them were like half were like from a
Okay,
farm
Adam.
background.
Okay, Adam. I'm going to have to interrupt
Yep.
you there. You
Okay.
ran on for a little bit too long on that answer. However, I picked out Inspector Gadget. You are an Inspector Gadget
Yep.
fan, so let's talk about
Yeah.
Inspector Gadget a little bit. I grew up too watching Inspector Gadget back in the '80s, and I think we're about in the same time frame with that. Why did you seek, why Lego with Inspector Gadget? Was it the very nature of Inspector Gadget and his modular component, spy gadgets that sort of drew you
Yeah,
seeking him in
that's
Lego, or
exactly
was it something else?
that's exactly it. Going back to the asexual keywords in Inspector Gadget, there was a big discussion that would talk about that was the claw the real Inspector Gadget that was deformed in a certain way that his body was like the first Inspector Gadget with a few defects, and the real Inspector Gadget was an improvement, and it was so improved that the Claw wanted to, interrogate him to get uh, to like remove the perfect Inspector Gadget from society. So, um, and pretty much, I think that was how I started in the asexual world as well. I'm going, oh well, this person who is running the asexual, he's so perfect. He's running the asexual site so perfect that he's like the Inspector Gadget, perfect being. So I left that pretty much as it was.
So that's an
Yeah.
interesting take there, Adam. Now, we have Ralph DeBrule there in the chat. He's asking what do you think of Pee Wee Herman? Do you have an affinity towards Pee Wee Herman?
Well, I like that they're doing a new movie of Pee Wee Herman, and they're redoing the what's the Benedict Cumberbatch is redoing the Grinch as well, so that's another asexual popular one. What other asexual sort of plot lines? Yeah, I think the Grinch has asexual and Superman, and yeah, well for me, Inspector Gadget, yeah, most definitely.
So Inspector Gadget is really an asexual icon to you,
Yeah,
as well as the Grinch.
yeah,
And,
yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And who else?
Superman.
Superman, the Grinch, and and Inspector Gadget. So, Adam, can you tell us a little bit about your background? When did you first build your first build of Hogwarts in Lego?
Oh yeah, okay. Back to that original question of the Hogwarts.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, the whole thing about
we got
Lego
to that.
here.
Yeah, we got to that stage now. So back to the Dr. Karen Brooks at university. After a few discussions about all Superman and all that, and the Pee Wee Herman did come into the topical discussion. So in 1999, that's when the Dumbledore and his gay bar passed, and that's what the Fantastic Beast story is heading to as well in the new movie that's coming out in November. So they wanted LGBT sort of segment in the Hogwarts. So I thought, oh, that's perfect. That's the avenue I want to go down. And right at that stage, they were joining asexuals into the LGBT in 1999. So then the gay bar represented the perfect place where asexuals go. But in Australia, going back to that political discussion, Coles and Woolies, our main shop distributor owners, they own all of the gay bars in Australia. So because they own the gay bars, it sort of is a difficult topic to talk about. Are they pretend? Are they a pretend location, or is it a real gay bar? And so, so a lot of the people, you see people go into the gay bar and they're going, "Oh man, look at this place! It's so cool." Now, the funny thing is, the first gay bars that started like in my location, they were old Star Wars bars. There was this old cantina, exactly like the cantina in Star Wars, and that was a perfect place for the LGBT community to meet, and that was pretty much my first avenue. And plus the fact that my father was a fridge mechanic, and he reconditioned a few of the fridges at these pubs and establishments, that sort of gave me the access to understanding the new language. So I had to learn the new language of the LGBT and asexual connections. So that was perfect platform to enter that, to get into the new language. So that was pretty much the background. To understand the new language and to speak in the Spong, to speak in the words of the Spong.
Outstanding, Spong. Now here's the thing. That had absolutely nothing to do with the question I asked.
What did I build there?
Why did you start building your oversized Lego Hogwarts mocks? Let's go back to that. I want an answer to that before we end tonight.
Well, I always like to. Yeah. So in the past, I built everything six bricks high, and so it looked rather small, and you couldn't get your hand into a mock that was six bricks high, and make some perfect pictures for the internet. So I want to show one on the internet, my Hogwarts. So when I was in MySpace in 2004 till 2012, when we all left MySpace, I was posting all my photos on there. And then after MySpace fell apart, then I found the DeviantArt site. So then I was redoing all my photos from the past and posting them on DeviantArt. So then that history of DeviantArt is there to show my Lego history from 2004, when the digital cameras were coming out in 2004. So I was lucky that MySpace sort of introduced the digital camera age, and we're all taking our photos. And yeah, so the Hogwarts was pretty much a internet-based image, a way to translate an image to make it a storyline, so that it would be like 3 photos or 4 photos a day of Hogwarts, and I'd get my fans that way. Because, as I said, when I was in the radio, I had about, in the MySpace days, I had about 80,000 people following me in MySpace, and then when MySpace fell apart, it just sort of left a big hole. And then so to go on to the DeviantArt, and I think DeviantArt was rather slow to catch up. So I got about the 80,000 fans I had on MySpace. I got them back on DeviantArt. So then they all followed me on DeviantArt, and it sort of went from there. And then the popularity grew, and so each time they would ask me to rebuild the Hogwarts in a new, because in the storyline of Hogwarts, the castle never is the same. The castle in Hogwarts is never the same each year. So that was the reason to rebuild it, to stick with the storyline. So that in no way do I ever have the same Hogwarts every year, because then that would be wrong to the storyline of Hogwarts, that you never have the same Hogwarts. So I see people who rebuild their Hogwarts Lego sets all the time, but they don't understand the storyline of Hogwarts, that it never is the same Hogwarts every year.
Outstanding, Adam. I didn't understand a word you just said. So, that being said, we have some questions. We have some questions for people out there in the chat. So I did get where your background was. You were enticed by the asexual community on MySpace to start building a model of J.K. Rowling's Hogwarts, and then you built it, and they came and looked at it, and they wanted progression, and you gave them progression, and you gave them additional buildings. You gave them the Slytherin house, correct?
Hufflepuff, yep. Hufflepuff.
And Slytherin and all those other houses. And then when you were done with that, you took it all apart and you did it again. Now, Adam, I'm gonna go a little bit deeper with you here, and a little bit into your background. When you were on public radio, you used to be a fairly famous public radio disc jockey. You want to tell us a little bit story about that? This is before your Lego years, I believe. This is back before you were really a public figure on the internet, back when you were a public figure on radio. You want to tell us about that, Adam?
Pretty much, to be in the feminist radio as a male, I was sort of much hidden in the closet sort of thing. So it was pretty much, do not look beyond the curtain. So the Spong was sort of, I did my years training, and I got onto the radio, but then they knew that once I got into the feminist sector, the male voice had to influence the discussion. Now, there was one key moment. It was the saddest day I would have to say doing the feminist radio show. Was we were all talking about having babies and having sex, and I had to give a discussion on people having sex as an asexual and interpret in that way. And then the next week I had to read this story about this lady who gave birth, and I was crying so much. I was reading all the emotions, so I connected with the emotions of giving birth. And it was a really eye-opening experience to do that. It was very emotional to read that. Don't get any sex advice from me.
Yeah, Adam, I don't think anyone would ask you for sex advice. So, Adam, Mr. Bones Bricks. He's asking a very important question to you, and he would like your in-depth analysis. Harry Potter versus Hermione.
They're doing a gender-bent version of Hogwarts now. J.K. Rowling is going to call it Harriet Potter, and she's going to remove all of the gender stereotypes from the story that she wrote. Now that's pretty bizarre, because when I read Harry Potter and connected with the nouns and verbs in Hogwarts, I did read a different story, And a lot of the other asexuals did read a different story in Hogwarts as well. So to make a gender bent, there's going to be a classical heterosexual character. There's going to be one heterosexual character in the gender bent story. And we're all guessing who that heterosexual character will be. And everyone else will be asexual in the storyline.
Okay then. So Adam, I'm going to pull up my list here. What planet did you originate from?
The Spong. So that's pretty much. Mate, I thought the drinking game was going to be about Doctor Who. How many times I could mention Doctor Who? But
No, it's about your asexual lifestyle. So, Adam, everyone wants to know more about how you equate to a little plastic minifigure. So,
well, in the beginning, we could mention this like the way Brixar talked about it. When Brixar started on the YouTubes in like 2009 when he got popular, and we were all watching them, and I was still in my feminist research then, so I couldn't really lock out of it until 2012 when I decided, okay, I'm free, I can do some YouTube videos. But back then, the topics I liked was Brixar talking about Lego as like genderless, and I connected that way with Brixar, that he had that idea that everyone had a place in the Lego community, and that was sort of much the same idea that the Lego movie was bringing, because they were working on the Lego movie since about 2003. The idea for the Lego movie was 2003, when all of these topics were happening on the internet. So a lot of the Lego movie topics were the same memes, the classical, like a few asexual memes came into the Lego movie as well, so that was funny to see that. So a lot of the jokes went over people's heads in the Lego movie when it came to that. And yeah, so Lego, my connection to Lego would be that everyone really has a place in the Lego community, and it's all equal equal access for every Lego person.
yes, indeed it is. And in fact, if you would like to go watch Brixar right now, he's live streaming. You can go into his stream, or you can stay right here and listen to Adam Spong, whatever your preference is. Aussie Bricks. I brought in Aussie Bricks. Aussie is a comrade. He's a local prison colony comrade of Adam Spong there in Australia. They like to go and have tea and crumpets on Sundays at times together, and they get together and hang out. They're good buddies outside of the internet and outside of YouTube. So I figure I'd bring him on to sort of ask a little bit of insight into what is the day in the life of Adam Spong outside of YouTube, Ozzy. Let us know from an outside perspective, and then Adam can come in and correct you.
Well, I can first of all say that's completely fictitious because we're in different states. So I haven't had the pleasure of meeting Adam yet in person, but I can tell you what it's like to police the AP Stream website with Adam creating vlogs. And that is, I did have more hair at the beginning of this year. That's receding quite rapidly because of policing that website, thanks to Adam and his almost hourly entry into the AP Stream websites. So that's all I can say about that.
All right then. So Adam, we're
Yes.
we're going to go into a different theme, and
Okay.
I hope you're ready for this. But we're going to play a classic game of a critical analysis of noun and verbs as to who would win in a fight. So I'm going to give you two parties as to
Dan
who
on
would
Bricks.
win in a fight, and you will
Dan
do
on
your
Bricks
own
in the
critical analysis and let us know why they would win in a fight. Are you game?
Okay.
You up? Okay.
Yep.
So the
Yep.
the first fight. The first fight is Aussie Bricks versus Down Under Bricks.
Down Under would win straight away. Yep. Down Under's got the perfect Down Under's verbs use of the language.
Okay, so Down Under Bricks would, because Aussie's just a pansy. So next we have Everything is Awesome TV versus Down Under Bricks.
Nah, Down Under would still win.
Okay, how about Everything is Awesome TV versus Aussie Bricks?
Yeah, Everything Awesome would win in that topical discussion.
Chicken Soup Guy or Hot Dog Soup Guy?
Yeah, hot dog. Yeah, I'm more of a hot dog guy.
Smurfs or Fraggle Rock?
Oh, there's a bit of a equal platform with that. I'd have to say Smurfs know how to noun their verbs, and Fraggle Rocks, yeah, they tend to noun their verbs, but yeah, Smurfs tend to noun their verbs a bit more.
Dumbledore versus Gandalf.
Okay, so Gandalf is the more connected wizard to the dark and the light. So yeah, Dumbledore. Yeah, you could say Dumbledore is connected to the dark and light as well. But yeah, Gandalf would win that one.
Okay. So Dumbledore. Gandalf would win?
Yep.
Okay, so wow, that's a surprise from you. Optimus Prime versus Voltron.
Yeah, I'd say Voltron with the language capability. Yeah, Optimus Prime is too Aussie bricks. Yeah, Optimus Prime is too much of an Aussie bricks.
A-Team versus Airwolf.
Oh yes. Yeah, A-Team has Aussie bricks and Airwolf is down under. Yeah, Airwolf would win that one.
Cool Kid Bricks versus No More Bricks.
Yeah, No More Bricks would win that one.
Now, why would No More Bricks win against Cool Kid Bricks?
Because he knows the language. He knows the language of the Spong now.
Oh, he knows the language of the Spong. Okay, that's fair enough. Josh H versus Brick Adjuster.
What? Okay, so a teacher versus a chiropractor. Yeah, Josh would win that one.
Krav Maga versus Furry Sex.
Yeah, Crawl McGraw, yeah, definitely, yeah, win that one. And I noticed another discussion, was it Frodo versus Harry Potter? Yeah, Frodo would win.
Potter. That's a good one, actually. Who would win in that fight?
Frodo would win. Yeah, Frodo would win, definitely.
Why? Why would Frodo win?
Because he's been through a lot more, and Harry Potter's just a politician now. As an old man.
Fair enough. Okay, so Chips versus Knight Rider.
Yeah, Knight Rider for the noun as verbs because he's artificial intelligence. Or are we talking David Hasselhoff?
The AI is a good excuse. So Bricksmith, yeah. Bricksmith 78, as we know him at times, versus, wait for it, Brick Dudes.
Yeah, Bricksmith's pretty good with the asexual noun as verb, so yeah, Bricksmith would win. Yeah.
Zany Bricks versus Adam Spong.
Oh, you're pretty new to these nouns, Boom, so...
Hey man, you gotta go with it. You gotta roll with it. So who is it? Zany or Adam Spong?
Nah, Zany would win now. He's connected with the Spong, and he knows the Spong now.
Fair enough. John Wayne or Clint Eastwood?
Yeah, John Wayne. Clint Eastwood's a bit of a Republican douchebag now.
Hillary Clinton versus Donald Trump.
Well, they're sort of both equal. Uh, yeah, Hillary for the win. Hillary for the win. She nouns the verbs pretty good. She knows.
Okay, are you getting exhausted here, Adam?
Yeah, yep. I like that Buzz Lightyear versus Predator. Yeah.
So who would win out of Buzz Lightyear versus Predator, Adam?
Buzz Lightyear.
No? Okay, Adam's gonna go now. So I'm gonna unmute Ozzy. Brick's here. Never mind, Ozzy's muting himself. So Ozzy, do you have any music there?
Yeah.
You wanna cue that up?
Do I have any?
Do you have the music?
No, I don't have any Spong music.
You don't have any Spong time music. Outstanding.
Okay, I have to go now. They want to watch Star Wars now.
So,
we'll
okay. So Adam is you're.
we'll have to end it now.
You know what? It's very appropriate. It's 9/11. It's 9/11. It's very appropriate time for Adam to go and crash into the TV and to
Yeah, I thought we were going to go for an hour, and I just realised, we went 10 minutes over.
No, we went.
We
went 20 minutes under, but that's okay, Adam. It's all good. So I'm gonna let you be, Adam. I'm gonna let you go and watch Star Wars with your nieces and nephews and.
Yep.
And thanks for coming on. Thanks for telling us about your asexual background. And I'm gonna end this stream now before it becomes more of a clusterfuck. Bye, everyone.
Bye.